Hello, guys. What's going on? I'm Craig, Spirit of Vinyl. Happy Friday. Hope you guys all had a great week. I'm going to get this party started. I'm drinking this one this time Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA. This one's only 7.5% rather than last week's 9. So, 9, 7.5, whatever. You know, I drank a couple of those 9s last week, and I tell you what, you only need about 2 of these, and that's probably about the same with this. So, not too bad. It's got a little bit more of that IPA kick to it than the Fruit Force I was drinking last weekend. Some nice lemon notes and stuff. Very good stuff. Very good. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I had a plan this week. I was going to do something, and I thought, no, I'm going to change my mind and do something else. So basically, I decided to do this like 5 minutes ago. So I've picked up some albums over the last month. I figure since it's the end of July, I might as well do that right now. Plus, I have a VCLT from Steve. A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for the coolest guy in the vinyl community. So Steve sent me some records. He was at the Buffalo meet last week, and I was supposed to be there and couldn't make it. And, he'd been purging stuff, and he had a list of stuff that, if we wanted to bring or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I wish I was going to be there. I would take this and this. And he just sent them to me because he's that much of a cool guy. Plus, he also sent me this cool magazine. This is a classic rock, The Incredibly Strange and Very Heavy Story of Metal. I mean, that's a cool front cover. On its own, it's got everything in it. So, the cover itself is cool as hell. So, very cool stuff. I think this is, I want to say this is from, summer of 2009. So, you can see Steve takes care of his magazines as well as he takes care of his records. So, very, very nice. So, this one is one he sent me, I got today, and this is Tesla's The Great Radio Controversy. This is a Record Store Day Black Friday French import. I want to say this is from 2020, if I remember correctly. He's still got it in the shrink. Got the nice Record Store Day Obi on the side of it. This is a great album right here. It's got Hang Tough, Lady Luck, Heaven's Trail. Those are 3 major hits. Let's see what else is on here. Love Songs on here. Fight to Nowhere, Making Magic. Just great stuff. So there's the front of that. There's the back. Came with this cool inner sleeve. Got some cool stuff on there. Picture of a tube radio. And on the other side, you got a picture of the band rocking out. I was lucky enough to see Tesla a couple times. One of the loudest shows I've ever been to, actually, was a Tesla show. I was traveling with my friend. Went and visited my friend in California. And we went to Tesla there in Modesto, and it was super loud. So very cool purple clear vinyl. Very good looking stuff here. I haven't spun this yet, but this will be on the turntable tonight. The other one Steve sent me, Priest Live. There's your track listing right there on the back of this. Picture of the band. It's got a cool gatefold. Opens up with this awesome photo right there. And if I remember, this was recorded on the Turbo Tour. And I have spun this. And let's see here. Had inner sleeves there. This has got all the tour stuff on it. And this is the same picture here. And this has the track listing on the other side. And what I got to say about this record, for a live album, it's excellent. And it actually sounds live. A lot of live albums are kind of overproduced. It's on the Red Columbia label on there. Excellent shape, excellent condition. Steve, you're awesome. But yeah, what I really dig about this record is it sounds live. It doesn't sound overproduced or, you know, with too many overdubs and fixes and stuff. It sounds like you were sitting in the arena listening to it. So excellent stuff. Thanks again, Steve. I really, really appreciate it. All right, so stuff I ordered. Um, I've talked about this before. There's a website here on YouTube or a channel on YouTube called CollectCo, and every night of the week they do vinyl record sales and live auctions and the whole 9 yards. And I tend to, on weekends, sometimes drink a little bit too much and spend too much money on stuff that I probably don't really need, but I will enjoy. So that's what the rest of these are. Different weekends, and I didn't buy all these on the same weekend. So, but there is more coming in the mail too. They just didn't get here. I thought they'd be here today. They're not going to be here till like Monday. So, I'll save those for the next time I do whatever. So, one of the first ones I got. This is Jane Wyland's Fur. Jane Wyland, guitars from the Go-Go's. You can tell it's got a little tear here and a hole punch. I think I gave $8 for it. So not bad at all. I figured for $8, why not? There's the back of it. There's your track listing right there. A nice picture of Jane right there. One of my favorite Go-Go's. We were doing, when I did the 80s tag a couple weeks ago, I showed Jane as my 80s crush. And this is no different. I picked this up thinking it'd be a little, because Jane always struck me as the girl who's a little bit more punky than the rest of the band, but this is just purely a pop record, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's great stuff right there, so I do enjoy it. It's on EMI America. It's got that cool EMI logo on there, and I'm trying to remember the year on here, 1987. So, yeah, it says 1987. That's the year I graduated from high school. So, there we go. And next up is, this is Kiln House by Fleetwood Mac. This is early Fleetwood Mac. Do not think of the Fleetwood Mac we know. This is pre Lindsey and Stevie. Completely different sound in the Fleetwood Mac that you get to know, that we now know, you know, the classic whatever. So the whole thing opens up into this cool picture right here. There's the inside of it right there. Let's see here, 1970. So, I don't know if you guys would know any of these songs. I did not know any of these songs, but there's the track listing right there. This is more of a blues, psychedelic type blues album. Very cool though. I do enjoy that. With the early Fleetwood Mac, I have that and Mystery to Me. I have this and Mystery to Me, and I've always enjoyed Mystery to Me also. Came with this, one of these inner sleeves here from the Reprise Records, makers of fine music. The picture of that, and then on the back, other bands that are on the label. And let's see what. I'm not sure what. Oh, okay, there we go. And then yeah, I had this like little insert thing on here. The picture of the band and stuff right there. I mean, that's Fleetwood Mac back in the day. It's just black on the back, little stain there. This album was also like $8, so it's in great shape. CollectCo never disappoints. Old classic Reprise Records logo on there. Look, a few scuffs, but it plays fine. Not really poppy or clicky or anything like that. So, but yeah, it's more of a bluesy, blues-based rock with a little bit of psychedelic mixed in with it. Very cool stuff, though. All right, in that same shipment, I got this Rolling Stones album. This is Made in the Shade. I saw it and I ordered it. Not realizing that it's a greatest hits album from even sure of the year on this because this print is too damn small and I am too damn old. But yeah, there's your track listing on the back of it. I want to say this came out in the 80s. I haven't spun this yet, but I mean, just by the track listing, I know it's going to be a great record. Had this inner sleeve, kind of this cool looking thing here. And maybe I can see a date on there from this. Oh, actually, this says 1972, 1974. So, earlier than I thought. There's your labels on there right there. Yeah, 72, 74, 72, 73. Those could be the... But yeah, I don't remember. I've entered it in Discogs, but I have not played it yet. But yeah, so I didn't realize it was the greatest hits record. And I was just watching Coletco, drinking some beers, going, Rolling Stones, it came up, not that expensive. I think with those, with the Jane Wyland, that Stones, the Fleetwood Mac, and this next Stones album, I think I only spent $50, something like that for 4. This is the one I was really excited to get. It got me a copy of Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones with the zipper that, not quite attached all the way, but I'm sure it's still, oh yeah, it still unzips and everything. So, cover's a little hashed. Got a split on the side there. And when you open it up, it kind of comes apart there, and there's the inside of the gatefold, and there's the back of it. So there's a nice little tear right there, but I mean, I've never seen this with the zipper out in the wild. So, still had the inner. Very cool picture of the band right there. But yeah, this has got Brown Sugar, Sway, Wild Horses, Can You Hear Me Knocking, You Gotta Move, Bitch, I Got the Blues, Sister Morphine, Dead Flowers, and Moonlight Mile. I mean, what a killer record this is. So, glad to get it. I keep thinking I'm going to be done buying Rolling Stone stuff. Like, oh, I've got everything I need. Then something else comes up like, oh, I don't have that one yet. And I'll see it and I'll buy it. So, yeah, the Rolling Stones label right there. So, very cool stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure on the year on this either, and I'm not going to go look it up. So, whatever. But yeah, really great stuff, you know. Like I said, I keep thinking I've got all the Stones I need, you know. I have Hot Rocks, and I have all the early stuff, and, you know, the 80s stuff, and, you know, Start Me Up is one of my favorite Stones albums because of my age and when it came out and everything else. I'm thinking, all right, I'm done. That's all the Stones I'm ever going to need. And then I'll see more and I'll just buy more. So it is what it is. All right. That was one shipment from Coletco. The next shipment from Coletco, let's start off with this. Thin Lizzy Jailbreak. This is a 2014 repress. It's got the die cut cover where you pull the sleeve out and it comes out with it there. Nothing on the back of the sleeve, but it's got a cool inner. You slide that in there and that gives you the front cover. Jailbreak, Angel from the Coast, Running Back, Romeo the Lonely Girl, Warriors, The Boys Are Back in Town. For me as a Thin Lizzy person, this is my first Thin Lizzy album, and it does have Jailbreak and The Boys Are Back in Town. And in America, that's what this band is known for. Those two songs right there. This is a great record. I really enjoyed it when I spun it, but I don't know if I'd continue on buying more Thin Lizzy or not. Maybe if I find something out in the wild that's in decent shape, that's not a bad price, I would buy it. But yeah, there's the label on there. Nice heavy 180 gram record. Like I said, 2014 repress. Sounds excellent. Plays great. And, you know, the two songs that I knew, because I just know Thin Lizzy from the radio, are great. But every other song on here was excellent. So maybe I will pick up some more. So, all right, next up. This is Mayhem. As the World Burns, the complete recordings, 1984, 1987. So when I hear Mayhem, I was thinking the black metal band from Norway. Um, and like I said, it's Klettco. I'm drinking. Maybe I'm not paying that close attention. I hear Mayhem, As the World Burns, the complete recordings from the early days, and I'm like, all right. And I clicked it and I bought it. I spent like $40 on this, and this is not Mayhem this is not the black metal band Mayhem from Norway. This is a thrash band from the 80s from Portland, Oregon, who I had never heard of. And it's got all their recordings. They weren't around for very long. And there's the picture of the band having a good time and all the people. What I do have to say is, even though this isn't what I wanted, I'm glad I got it because this is excellent. Excellent early thrash music. It sounds awesome. Think of that, they're from Portland, but still think of that Bay Area sound of the early 80s. Like I said, this is from 84 to 87. They put out one album called As the World Burns, and then a demo tape first, and then they had like one album, and that was it for this band. And this has been put out by, it says FOAD Records. And officially, by FOAD Records, which is not a record label I'm familiar with. But they did a really good job. It sounds excellent. Has a cool little book with it, with the story of the band and old pictures of their flyers and pictures of the band back in the day. Just excellent early 80s thrash music. So very cool stuff. Black vinyl. Double disc. A couple of the songs, like this is side 4. It is Burned Alive, the demo tracks. And they do Ace of Spades. They do a remake of Ace of Spades. So the first record has a couple of the songs are kind of the same, like the demo tracks on side 4 are also on side 1 or side 2 or whatever. So, but overall, I'm not disappointed. Maybe a little because I wanted that Mayhem. I wanted that early Mayhem stuff, but this is cool too. I did not know there were 2 Mayhems. I should have paid closer attention. Then I got Fine Young Cannibals, The Raw and the Cooked. This has got She Drives Me Crazy, which is their big hit. I picked, this is brand new, re-release. Not sure of the year on this off the top of my head. I wish they would print that more on the back. It says 88 and 87. I do not think this is from 88 or 87. I want to say it was new. So, not sure. There's the inner sleeve. I picked this up. That's a cool song. She Drives Me Crazy is a cool song. So I bought it, and I figured, I do enjoy some of that 80s new wave sound, and I actually really enjoy this record a lot. So, there's the, it's on black vinyl, IRS MCA Records, and it might be an OG. I don't remember. When I entered it in. It doesn't feel heavy enough to be a repress, most represses, but it's probably not an OG. I don't know. This one, next and final one that I have is definitely a repress. Anthrax's Fistful of Metal. This is the first Anthrax album, pre-Joey Belladonna. It's on Megaforce Records. It's got a cool thank you list on the inside of the gatefold. And there's the back of it right there. So, Metal Thrashin' Mad. 18 by Alice Cooper is also on here. But yeah, this is earlier stuff. You got Scott Ian, Dan Spitz. You got Neil Turbin on vocals and Dan Leiker on bass and Charlie Benante on drums. So this is before Joey Belladonna joins the band. and then they kind of redid some of these songs on Armed and Dangerous, I think it was called, and they do Metal Thrash and Mad and stuff like that on there. So, but yeah, different voice, kind of a different style. Very first Anthrax album. There's the inner on that, and this one was really hard to find on Discogs is to get the right pressing, because you know the label says 1992 and the album is older than that, and you look at the numbers and the track listing, and I want to say this is probably I think it was an 18 or a 20 pressing or something like that. So Anthrax's Fistful of Metal, great stuff. Not the style of the Joey Belladonna stuff, but still, I've got all that early Anthrax. I figured, why the hell not? So I picked it up. So anyway, that's what I got in July. Really appreciate y'all watching. And once again, thanks to Steve for sending me that Tesla and that Judas Priest record and this cool magazine. So I want to thank Steve once again. I want to thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate you all out there liking and subscribing and commenting and everything else. You guys are all awesome. It made me look forward to my Friday nights, just hanging out, watching you guys. I will, and making these videos for you guys. And I really, really appreciate everything you guys have done. Thanks once again. You guys all have a great weekend. Also, if you're still here, at the end of this video, Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock my time, so that would be 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 Central, or like noon Pacific, or 1 Mountain, or whatever, I will be on a live stream with Chris Mann and Trevor from Flat Round and Spun on Chris Mann's channel, The Vinyl Man. So, yeah, check us out. I know he's already got it set up there. So, yeah, I will be doing that live streaming Sunday afternoon in the U.S. Chris is from Wales. It'll be like 8 o'clock at night where he's from. I think they're 6 hours ahead of me. So it should be cool. I've never talked to Chris, or, I do watch his videos and do subscribe to him. But it'll be pretty cool. So, yeah, I look forward to hopefully see you guys all there. All right. Thanks once again. And I'll talk to y'all later. Okay. Well, if I could turn off the camera, I could talk to you all later.